Okay, today's deep dive takes us into 2 Chronicles chapter 16, and it really throws a fascinating question at us. Faced with a crisis, where do you place your reliance? Is it human strategy, resources, or something else?
Exactly. We're dropped right into the thick of it. King Asa of Judah. He's in his 36th year on the throne, and suddenly he's got a serious problem. Baasha, the king of Israel up north.
Yeah, what's he
He
doing?
starts fortifying Ramah. Now, Ramah is key. It's right there on the border.
Ah, so it's not just some random building project, fortifying Ramah. That's like putting up a roadblock, isn't it? Cutting off Judah.
Precisely. It's a strategic chokehold. Blocking movement, trade, everything. A clear act of aggression meant to squeeze Judah.
Okay, so Asa's backed into a corner. What's his play? Does he rally the troops, build his own forts?
Well, that's what's so interesting. His first move isn't military, not directly.
Yeah.
He goes to the treasuries.
The royal treasury makes sense, maybe to hire mercenaries or something.
Yeah. The royal treasury, but also the temple treasury. He takes silver and gold from both.
Whoa, okay. Dipping into the temple funds?
Yeah.
That feels significant. What's the plan with all that cash?
He sends it north to Ben-Hadad, the king of Aram in Damascus. Asa basically says, look, our fathers had a treaty, let's make one too. Here's some silver and gold. Break your treaty with Baasha of Israel.
So he's trying to buy off Baasha's ally,
Yeah.
use external pressure.
Exactly. Get Ben-Hadad to attack Israel from the other side, forcing Baasha to pull back from Ramah.
And does it work?
Like a charm, initially. Ben-Hadad takes the deal. He sends his armies against Israelite towns, Ijon, Dan, Abel-Maim, even the store cities in Naphtali.
Ooh, hitting the store cities, it's hitting their supplies, their logistics, that would hurt.
You bet. And as soon as Baasha hears about these attacks in his own backyard, well, he has to react. He stops the work at Ramah, just drops it.
Abandons the project entirely, leaving all the materials.
Leaves it all. So Asa then mobilizes the men of Judah, no exemptions. They go up to Ramah, collect all the stones and timber Baasha left behind,
And hauls it away. Brilliant.
and uses it to build up his own towns, Geba and Mizpah. He turns Baasha's offensive move into materials for his own defense. From a purely human strategic viewpoint, it looks like a masterstroke.
Okay, problem solved. Threat neutralized. Judah strengthened. Seems like a win, but I sense there's more to it.
There usually is. Right after this apparent success, a man named Hanani the seer comes to Asa. A seer, a prophet bringing a message, supposedly from God.
Uh-oh. This probably isn't a congratulatory visit, is it?
Not quite. Hanani confronts Asa directly. He says, essentially, because you relied on the king of Aram and not on the Lord your God.
Wow.
The army of the king of Aram has now escaped your grasp, implying maybe God had a different plan, perhaps delivering Aram into Asa's hand.
Wow. So the strategy that worked is being criticized.
Yes, for where Asa placed his trust. Hanani even reminds him of a previous battle against this huge Cushite and Libyan army. Remember that?
Vaguely, yes. A massive force.
And back then, Hanani points out, Asa did rely on the Lord, and God gave him this incredible victory against overwhelming odds.
So the contrast is stark. Rely on God. Get a miraculous win. Rely on human alliances and cash.
And Hanani calls it foolish. He says the Lord's eyes search the whole earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. Because Asa wasn't fully committed in this instance, Hanani delivers the consequence. From now on, you'll be at war.
So the peace he just bought is temporary. And this act of reliance on Aram actually leads to more conflict.
That's the divine judgment presented here. It's about the heart, the source of trust, not just the short-term outcome.
How does Asa react to being called foolish and being told he's going to face constant war after pulling off this clever plan?
He's furious, absolutely enraged. He doesn't take the correction at all. He throws Hanani the seer into prison.
Locks up the messenger, never a good sign.
No. And the text adds, almost chillingly, that at the same time, he also began to oppress some of his own people. The anger spilled over.
Yikes. And does the rest of his reign reflect this turn?
The account wraps up briefly but pointedly. 3 years later, in his 39th year as king, Asa gets a severe disease in his feet.
Painful. Does he turn to God then?
The text makes a point of saying no. Even in his illness, he didn't seek help from the Lord, but only from physicians.
Still relying solely on human means, even with his own health.
Seems that way. He dies 2 years after that in his 41st year. He gets a grand burial, spices, perfumes, a huge fire, all the honors.
So this whole chapter, this deep dive, it really presents this tension, doesn't it? You have this king, Asa, who achieves a military goal through shrewd politics and money. It worked on one level.
Absolutely. The immediate threat from Baasha was gone. But then comes the prophetic rebuke, focusing entirely on where Asa placed his reliance. His cleverness is judged as foolishness because it wasn't rooted in trust in God.
And it really makes you stop and think. A successful strategy isn't always the whole story, is it? The source of our security, the foundation of our plans. Maybe that matters more than we realize.
So the question Hanani implicitly asks Asa, the story asks us too, I think. When you face your own Rama, your own blockades and difficulties, where does your trust really lie? What source are you tapping into first?